Hi guys, today we're going to cover a couple questions from your quiz on March 10th that most students seem to struggle with for a variety of reasons. The first question that a lot had a hard time with was the double stem and leaf plot. When we had discussed the meaning of the key here, 1/9 meant 19 years. So for example, for team A, you had 36 and then 38. You have 31, 32, 35. The best method of attack is to transfer each stem and leaf into all the data points. Most students did not take it and transfer it to this. You had to do that for both teams. Another struggle came in the question. It says the back-to-back stem plots compare the ages of players from two minor league hockey teams. The main question then says which statement is not true. Most students chose to run through this and not break each one down. If you first look at A, you need the range. If you look at B, you need the median. If you look at C, you need to determine if they're skewed right. You can determine C is in fact true because most of the data is to the lower end, meaning it would be skewed right. Therefore, you can take that one option and cross it out in that it is actually true. And remember, we are not looking for true statements, but false. Another struggle came in the outliers by 1.5 IQR rule, and we'll get to that in a minute. But with a problem like this, it's easy if we narrow things down. We needed to find the range. We find the range by taking our biggest minus our smallest number. So 35 minus 17 for team B and 38 minus 17 for team A. If we take a look at this, our range is 21 and here our range is 18. Option A is ruled out because the ranges are in fact similar. That is true. They're only about 3 numbers away from each other. The next option was the median age. In order to calculate the median, you could have done one of two things. You could have listed them from left to right, or you could cross out, moving down until you hit the middle term. The median would be quartile 2, and that is 24 and 24. Therefore, that option as well is true, leaving only option D. For those that aren't aware of the 1.5 IQR rule, it refers to the outliers being 1.5 from quarter 1 and 1.5 from quarter 3. In order to determine that, you need to have all of your 5 data points. Another question that was a big struggle and took a large number of points off was the free response. Remember what we said, you must be specific when a computer is grading. Since the question says find the median, you needed to state the median for both groups. You needed to state the range for both groups and what the IQR was for both groups. In addition to that, you then have to answer the second part, which one was higher. Another aspect that a lot of students did not take into consideration was pulling each data point off of the dot plot. You could have done the same thing that you had done prior and listed each point so that you were able to then identify your median and range, as well as your IQR. Most students were able to answer group B, group A, or that they're equal, but they failed to give the information on the blue part, so you lost points. Last is the box and whisker plot. Most students had called either myself or Mrs. Nell over and said, where do we put the third, or the fourth, I should say, the fourth option? Most students, I said to them, go back and read your question. A majority of students just looked at the actual image and failed to read the box that's up at the top. Drag the extra item to the box not associated with the number line. This is going to be something that happens on EOC as well. Most students ignore the words at the top of the page that will actually help you answer the question on the page. What I want you all to realize is that you need to actually show work and pull data off of a dot plot. You need to pull the data off of a stem and leaf plot. These problems cannot be done in your head. They require work, and you need to be as specific as possible when dealing with short answer replies. Hopefully this answers these 3 questions. If there is still a question regarding one of these 3 or another quiz question, feel free to post on the discussion board for the Section 9 quiz.